Hey everyone, welcome back to another video breakdown. And if you don't know who I am, my name is LaKiesha, and today we are going to break down gold for the upcoming week. And this past week, there were a lot of moves inside of the market, and I captured a lot of this information inside of my Discord group where I give screenshots and entries, exits, and a whole bunch of other information. If you're not a part of the Discord, go ahead and check out the description box below, and you can find it at chartconfidence.com/free course. All right, so let's jump into the breakdown. So first off, there was a lot of stuff that was happening this past week, so I want to go ahead and clean up my charts. So let's go ahead, right click and remove all drawings. And then of course, let's start on the weekly time frame. So that way we can get a better sense of what could possibly happen this upcoming week. So let me get my arrow. Okay, great. So now we see that price was making this really strong bullish move up for the past few weeks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. And then this past week, it started to go down, forming a really strong resistance right here on the weekly time frame. So this tells me that there is a possibility that price may pull back from this area going all the way to 2176. That is a possibility. Obviously, we don't know. We just based all of this on probabilities. So let's go ahead and get some more data on the daily time frame. So now looking at the daily time frame, we can see a support has formed on the daily time frame right here with this bearish and then this bullish candle that has formed right here. And we have this strong resistance level right here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get my box tool or my rectangle tool and draw out the resistance level right here. And of course, I want to make this as thin as possible, mainly because when we go down to lower time frames, we want a really small and neat box and not this really big zone. So let me go ahead and copy this. So great. And then I'm going to mark off this support level that I talked about just a moment ago, because right now price is inside of this range and it would be a strong selling opportunity if price was to, on the daily time frame, break and close below this level at 2314 or continue to go up and possibly fill these wicks starting at around 2394 and then going up. So right now, this is a really big range, but of course, we're going to go down to lower time frames and see if we can find better opportunities inside of the market. So I like the way this is looking right now. There are a couple of levels that I do want to mark off. So let me copy and paste this. And then going right here, here is a minor, or not a minor, but it's a small support level. Price, as you can see, rejected right here perfectly and then went up. So this is a strong level. And then let's mark another zone down here at this level around 2161, mainly because we do have this support level right here. So this is looking really good so far. You can see the support level. There's also another support level right here. If you wanted to, you could draw your level right there. Right now, I'm comfortable with this unless something happens in the future where price maybe rejects this level, then I'll probably move this. But for right now, it's looking really, really good. So let's go down to H4 and let's make this look a little bit neater. So right click and then reset my chart. And then I'm going to move price over a little bit. So let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, great. So now on the H4 time frame, we can see that price is, or these candles are peaking up above this level. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and move it up to the top. And I like to prioritize price that has happened more recently versus this that happened literally a few days away from this area. But this is looking good to me. And we do have this really strong, let me get my arrow. We do have this really strong support level right here around 2314. And we see a whole bunch of rejections right here. Price came down, then came back up. Then right here, we kind of have a fake out looking situation right here where price closed down below this level, but then it came right back up and then it took off to all the way up here at 2400 even. So that level is still looking good to me. So now let's go ahead and look at our other level that we drew. This is still looking good right here, but what I am seeing is that there's a possible level. Let me copy Control C and V. Let me copy this zone. I see a rejection level right here. We have a higher high at that point that was created, a higher low, and then price broke above this level. So with this being a really nice rejection level that got broken in the past, if price is coming down, it has the possibility to bounce off of this level at 2209. So think of this as all of a zone. So when I call out these prices, it's not necessarily just one particular price. The price could do whatever it wants, and I treat all of these as zones. So this is looking really good to me on the H4 time frame. Now let's go down to H3, and mainly when it comes to the difference between H4 and H3, sometimes there is significant changes, other times not. So if I am looking at this on the H3 time frame, this area still looks good. This area still looks good. And one of the things I do want to adjust is this level right here, mainly because it looks a little confusing to me. So I just want to move it so that way it's touching this resistance level. And actually, you know what? I'm going to flip that. I'm actually going to change it so that way it touches this support level, because this support was formed before or more recent than this resistance. So like I said, prioritizing recent price action. So this is looking way better because we have a support here, we have support here, and then we have a break here. So I actually like that a lot better. And let's go looking down here. This is all still looking good to me. And I do see some minor areas that we could mark off, but we'll probably do that on the H1 time frame, just so that way we don't have 100 lines on our chart. So let's go down to H2. This is still looking really good right here. We got this minor level right here that we'll probably mark off on the H1 time frame. And yeah, all this is still looking good. Okay, so now let's go down to H1. Okay, so we got to squeeze this in a little bit because, of course, there's a lot more data that is presented as you go down in time frames. And what I want to do is mark off some minor levels. And sometimes when I mark off these levels, I use these as intraday levels or mainly for levels or mark them off as levels for day trades. So one thing that is just screaming to me right now, actually, yeah, this is still looking good, even though we got this kind of fake out right here. We do have a rejection here. So anyway, so one thing I do want to mark off right here is a rejection level around 2349. It's really close to 2350. So I do want to mark this off. Oops. Mark this off mainly because if price was to come back above here, and if I saw some sort of candle closure or some sort of signal that I'm looking for, then price has the potential to come up to 2360, which is about 100 pips away. So, and then if it comes up there, then it has potential to come all the way up here, which is significantly more. So I want to make sure that I mark that level off. And one thing I am going to do is put this little arrow right here, just so that way when I come back to the chart early next week or this upcoming week, then I will see that, and that makes sense to me. Okay, great. And then I talked about this little level right here. This is a minor level compared to the yellow boxes that we drew. So I do want to mark that off just because price came here once, it bounced, and then it came here again and it bounced. So hypothetically, if price was to come from where it's at right now and break through this really strong support level, it could come here again and bounce. So that's why I'm marking this off. So let me go ahead and extend this line. Okay, great. So this is looking really good to me. So now what I want to do is just go down a little bit more because we know that with gold, it has a lot of volume and there are some really big moves that could happen in one session to the next or even within that session. So let's look over here. This area is still looking great. Oops, didn't mean to move that. Probably don't need this anymore anyway. All right. And I'm just going to move this actually up here. This is just my alert that I'm moving just because I want to know when it breaks that. And this is still looking good. You know, I probably won't put any other minor levels on here just because I don't want to put a whole bunch of levels. But what I will do is mark off this minor resistance level right here on the H1 time frame, because like I said before, if price was to break above this level, then it has a higher potential of going all the way to the top. So if we measure from 2361 all the way up to this kind of 4200 level, let me get it kind of even, 4200 level, then that's 300. Wow, that's 387 pips. That is insane. And definitely a lot of money could be made potentially for me if I was to take this trade and it was in my session and all of those good things. So that is pretty much it for my analysis for this particular market. If you love this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Comment below and let me know what other markets you want me to break down, and then we can take it from there. See you next time.